Hello EFD squad and welcome back to Euro Roundup, where this week I'm joined by Michael McCubbin as we look at football from around the continent this weekend. And we start off in our winners with Borussia Dortmund. This comes from at MMG10203. What happened in der Klassiker?
Well, it was a classic because Borussia prevailed over Bayern Munich. I can't remember the last time they beat them in the league personally, but so yeah, big win, and it puts them quite a few points clear. I think about 7 points clear. But anyway, Lewandowski headed Bayern into the lead in the first half, and that set the tone. But Dortmund actually had to come from behind twice. So Royce levelled things up from the penalty spot after half-time before Lewandowski restored the lead for Bayern with his 13th Der Klassiker goal. That means he's just behind Gerd Müller, who's on 14 for most goals in this tie in history. Royce then equalised again after putting away Piszczek's cross, and the turnaround was complete when that man, once again, Paco Alcacer, popped up, raced through and dinked one over Neuer.
He's unstoppable.
He actually is. Much like this Dortmund side at the moment, because they're still unbeaten and they cannot stop scoring. They've netted 33 in 11 games, and that's come from 14 different scorers as well. So the goals are being spread around. Keep this up, and they are due to score 102 goals this campaign. The current record is 101, set by Bayern Munich back in 1972.
Which is quite amazing, given that it's only a 34-game season as well, right?
Yeah.
It's 4 games fewer than in the Prem.
Yeah, for sure. And what's the record in the Prem now? What, 105 was it from Man City?
Yeah, it's not far off.
Yeah, so yeah, very impressive stuff. I mean, it probably is unsustainable because Dortmund are currently putting away 25% of their shots, which is just ridiculous. I mean, I don't know whether I've ever seen a team do that before, because their ranking in terms of shots is actually 9th in the Bully, not shots per 90. So yeah, interesting. And obviously, Bayern also had another equaliser ruled out in stoppage time. Lewandowski could have got a hattie, but it was rightly ruled offside, for VAR. So yeah, what the balance of play? Do you think this was a deserved result for Dortmund?
Well, I've seen the expected goals map, and it seems like Dortmund could kind of be happy with the result. It was 1.8 to 1.9, but Dortmund also had a penalty, so that probably puts them around 2.5, 2.6 to 1.9, and that makes you think, you know what, 3-2 sounds pretty fair overall, and that's a pretty good number of goals given there are only 21 total shots in the game. Marco Reus had 6 of those, 4 of them on target, 2 goals, completed 100% of his dribbles, 3 total, that's the most on the pitch. 100% of his tackles, 4 total, again the most on the pitch. Absolutely amazing performance. On the other hand, at the other end of the table, really, is Niklas Süle, who came on for Hummels when Bayern were 2-1 up. 10 minutes later, they were 3-2 down, and Süle was out of position for that decisive goal. The real question is whether Bayern are on the right track despite this defeat. They had won 5 of 6 before coming up against Dortmund, and there are bright lights in the squad. Gnabry and Kimmich put in good performances, 90% of their passes completed, which is pretty remarkable given that they play in such attacking areas. Lewandowski has 7 goals and 2 assists in his last 6 games, but it's going to be hard for them to claw this back no matter how good they are. Dortmund have a 4-point lead at the top of the table because Mönchengladbach beat Bremen, but they're 7 points ahead of Bayern, as you said. Bayern are 5th with 20 points, and their goal difference is just +6, whereas Dortmund's is +21. So even if Bayern manage to claw the points difference back, you wonder if they can make up the goal differential. But anyway, what do you think? Will Dortmund actually go on and win the league this season, or should we expect another Bayern Munich coronation come May? Let us know what you think in the comments below.
We go to Spain for our first losers of the week, and it is Barcelona. This one comes from Jack Hart, at Jack Hart on Twitter. Pat, why is that?
Well, Barcelona lost 4-3 at home to Real Betis. It's the first time they've conceded 4 goals at home since 2003. Absolutely amazing. Betis' goals came from Junior Firpo, Canales, Lo Celso, obviously on loan for Paris Saint-Germain, and 37-year-old Joaquin. It's his 5th goal against Barca in La Liga. No other Betis player has scored more against the Catalans. And a fun fact, the last time Betis won at the Camp Nou was when Joaquin was a 16-year-old in their academy.
Wow.
That is absolutely incredible. And when you look at the stats of this game, it seems like a well-deserved result, mostly. Barcelona had 53% of the possession, but that's 10% lower than what they normally have. And Betis had more shots on target. They had 8 to Barca's 5. Now, expected goals shows that quality-wise, Barca produced some really big chances and had some glaring misses. Their XG was around 4, Betis' was around 2.3. But I do think you kind of have to ride your luck a little bit if you're going to get an away victory. And to create that quality of chance at Barcelona when they've been a defensive powerhouse in previous seasons is very, very good. And frankly, after Barca got a little bit lucky against Sevilla, I think that maybe they were due one of these results.
Yeah, of course. I mean, there's been pressure on Valverde, hasn't there, this season? The fans aren't as happy with the style of play this season or the kind of switching and swapping of personnel in certain games as well. So maybe it was due to happen, and especially considering how tight La Liga is this season as well. Really, really interesting now, the title race. But like you were saying, Barca had an XG of 4, and the fact they didn't get that much mainly due to the fact that glaring chances were missed by Longley and Piqué. But I doubt Quique Setien will have many complaints about that, because he's now the only opposition manager to go to the Bernabeu and the Camp Nou and pick up a win in 10 seasons.
What?
Which is crazy, absolutely crazy stuff. And he also received a nice shirt from Busquets after the game with a little personal message to him saying something along the lines that I love the way that you play football or something like that.
That's cute.
Which I don't know, is that a little backhanded tapping up next Barca manager?
It does feel
what do you think?
Bit like that. Yeah.
Let us know what you think about that in the comments below. But there were still some bright spots for Barca. Obviously, the king, Leo Messi, did make his return. He got 2 goals, completed 7 dribbles, 5 key passes. You know, I mean, it's to be expected, to be honest. But still fantastic. But the downside is for Leo is that I don't know what you call it, a record maybe was broken or something like that. Barca lost a game in which he scored 2 or more goals for the first ever time, which is pretty nuts, considering that he's done that in a lot of games. Another downside for them obviously was Ousmane Dembele. He missed the game due to bad discipline, diet and timekeeping issues apparently. Malcolm came in, which I believe would have been his first start, right? And didn't even complete a dribble. So the warning signs are there for Malcolm. Does he fit Valverde's system? Remains to be seen. And is Dembele actually worth the stress of keeping right now?
I think I definitely think he is, but it seems like they don't like him. It seems like he often doesn't start, or he's played out of position, or there was supposedly that falling out with the manager in the summer. Like, I don't know. I just think that at the end of this season, someone's going to get a bargain on Ousmane Dembele.
They may well do. But considering that, guys, what do you think? Should Barca sell Ousmane Dembele in the next 12 months or next summer? Let us know in the poll above.
Our second and final winners of the week are Atletico Madrid. Haven't been here that much this season.
No.
This comes from @CallumHay FTM. What happened to them?
Well, they had a big win. Came from behind twice to defeat Athletic Bilbao 3-2 in the dying moments at the Wanda Metropolitano. And it's a huge result. It means they've won consecutive games in the league for the first time since September. And obviously after that Barca loss, it means that Atleti are now 1 point off top spot. I believe along with 2 other sides, right? Alaves, and I forget who else is also in the top 4.
Sevilla,
I think, it's so tight now, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting for once.
So yeah, fantastic stuff for La Liga. But meanwhile, it also continues a damning run for Athletic Club. They still haven't won since the opening day. That's now a run that's stretched to 11 games, and they linger above the relegation zone just on goal difference, I believe by 1 goal on goal difference as well. So alarm bells in the Basque Country. This is actually their worst start to a La Liga campaign since 2005-06. Somehow, actually, I was looking it up, I think they actually ended that season in something like 13th.
Well, this is the thing.
Maybe it's not such a bad omen.
Well, they've never been relegated, right? Along with Real Madrid and Barcelona, they're the only team never to have been relegated from La Liga. Imagine being the manager who took them down.
But back to the game at hand, considering the 2 clubs are separated by, about 16 places in the league, maybe 15, the match was actually pretty even. Atleti edged possession on 51%, took 9 shots to Bilbao 6, but put just 3 on target compared to Bilbao's 5. So you could say it was perhaps a fortunate evening for Simeone. All 3 of their shots on target went in, and it's the first time his side has scored 3 in a league match this season, despite taking less than 11 shots, which is their league average for this campaign. But the match was kind of defined by a couple of key performances, wasn't it, Pat?
Yeah, Thomas Partey had an absolutely sensational game. He equalised with a screamer. Then he assisted Rodri to equalise again, who made it 2-2. And then he put in the free kick that led to Godin's injury time winner. So an absolutely sensational performance. Made 7 tackles and interceptions. That's the joint most on the pitch, along with Bilbao's CB Martinez. Good day for Rodri as well, I guess. His first goal was a Rocky Blanco. Godin, his first in the league since March 2017. So nice for him to get a goal. And Iñaki Williams, I suppose, will maybe be a little bit more positive. And I suppose Bilbao will hope that this will spark some form for him. He doubled his goal tally for the season after being moved back into that centre-forward role. Has been played out on the wing recently. Lovely run and finish for the second goal. And to be honest, he's probably the most informed striker on the pitch. Diego Costa, Griezmann, Vitolo managed just 2 shots off target between them.
Bad.
That is horrifying. And the attack's been bad. And also the fact they conceded 2 goals. There was a time that would have been unthinkable for a Diego Simeone side. Anyway, next week they've got to hope those strikers and the defence are back at the races, because they've got Barcelona at home. And if they could get a result there, then truly La Liga would become very unpredictable for this season. What do you guys think will happen in that match? Can Atleti actually put themselves in a title race? Let us know in the comments below.
Our final loser of the weekend comes from @Gordon235, and no prizes for guessing that it's come from France, and it's Monaco.
Yeah, I mean, they were playing PSG this weekend. They were on a horrible run. It was pretty much guaranteed they were going to lose. They're probably grateful that they only lost 4-0. They stay in the relegation zone for yet another week. And I think that even if they'd won this game, they would have stayed in it, because they're 5 points off safety. The future is not looking good for them. Since the year 2000, 13 of the 14 teams who had 7 points or fewer after 13 games in Ligue 1 have been relegated at the end of the season. Wow. The only exception being Ajaccio in 2012, and they were comfortably dominated in this match. They had 34% of the ball. They did outshoot PSG with 15 shots to PSG's 14, but got 2 on target. PSG got 9 on target. That is horrible. Cavani, absolutely fantastic, scored the fastest goal. The fastest? What did I just say?
The fastest.
Edinson Cavani was fantastic in this game, got the fastest goal in Ligue 1 this season, got a hattie, has 8 in 8. So after becoming kind of the most unfashionable member of their front 3, he's really showing his quality. He's got 8, Neymar's got 10, Mbappe's got 11. 29 goals between those 3 in Ligue 1 this season. That is absolutely sensational. And when you come up against that, even if you're a good side, you're going to be in trouble. And Monaco are very much not a good side.
They definitely are not. Thierry Henry has had one of the worst starts I can remember any manager having at any club. So pretty depressing for the former Arsenal legend. He's failed to win any of his first 4 Ligue 1 games in charge of Monaco. It's the first time it's happened at the club since Didier Deschamps all the way back in 2001, and they have had relegation since then as well. Since he's been in charge, they've conceded 14 and conceded 4. Maybe this is a little unfortunate. XG has them down at conceding just 10. However, that's not a huge difference, considering that they, the game here. I mean, I can't imagine they would have picked up many more points, even if that was the case, considering how poor they've been in front of goal. Their main forward, Radamel Falcao, has also not been firing. He's only had 1 shot against PSG, he only had 1 shot against PSG, and that was off target. He currently has 4 goals this term, although XG suggests that should be at 7. So there's all sorts of things here. We can't really be bothered to get into it, but basically not firing as he should be, and the team in general. I don't know. I just don't think he should be really carrying that burden, considering he's 33 now. Yeah. Anyway, I mean, it just all seems a bit of a mess.
But the squad's stretched to breaking point, isn't it?
Yeah, they've got something like. I saw something that they've had 16 injuries this season, and 8 are currently out. So Henry's not been dealt a great hand here in the first place. He hasn't had necessarily his best squad to choose from in every game. So maybe they should give him a little bit of chance, at least have the tools at his disposal in order to turn things around. But It's not great. And just to hit it home, just the kind of players that Henry is missing at the moment, Glick, Golovin, Jovetic, Subasic, Tielemans and Ronnie Lopez are all out. So they're all key men, aren't they?
It's not great.
Maybe we should give him a little bit of a break. Nevertheless, they now have back-to-back 4-0 defeats. They've gone through 3 games without a goal and had 6 games without a win. He'll be hoping dearly that the Principality can beat fellow relegation strugglers Cannes after the next international break. I'm not sure if that's how you spell it. Is it Cannes?
I've never quite known, because there's Cannes as in C-A-N-N-E-S, and there's Cannes as in C-A-E-N. But let us know which pronunciations we've butchered in this episode in the comments below. Now it's time for Star of the Week. It's Memphis Depay. He had an absolutely sensational game at the weekend, didn't he?
He did. He scored 2 and assisted 2, meaning he was involved in all of the goals in Lyon's 4-2 away win over Guingamp on Saturday. He's now the first Lyon player to manage that since Opta Records began in 2006-07. So we have no idea who was the last Lyon player to do that. If you know, let us know, but I expect you don't. But anyway, he's now scored 5 and assisted 5 in Liga in this campaign. That gives him a goal involvement every 93 minutes. Fantastic. Only Neymar, Mbappe and Nicolas Pepe have contributed to more goals than him in France this season, and nobody has scored and assisted more than his 28 this calendar year, which is pretty crazy. Obviously, Neymar was out with an injury for a little while, so if he wasn't, then that would be the case. But anyway, that is still very, very impressive. Guingamp actually took the lead on 21 minutes through Marcus Thuram, the son of Lilian. But after struggling to make a breakthrough, Lyon scored 3 in 11 minutes after the hour to pick up the points. Aouar got the first before Depay banged one in from the edge of the box, and his second was a staggering free kick going in off the bar from over 30 yards out. A real showman he's becoming in Lyon, isn't he? And he capped a brilliant performance with a cross for Cornet for the 4th. So he ended the game with 5 shots, 3 chances created, and 4 dribbles completed, which were all the most on the pitch of anyone on the pitch in those 3 categories. So really, really dominant. But yeah, Pat, how is he doing what are his in-game numbers saying this season?
Well, he kind of broke through when he was at PSV as like a goal scorer. I think he got 20 goal season maybe, but he's 13th in Ligue 1 for shots per game, which is very respectable. Okay. But it's really as a creator he's shining at the moment. He's creating 4 chances a match. That's the best in Ligue 1. He's ahead of Dimitri Payet, which is pretty damn good.
Yeah,
in fact,
definitely.
Across Europe's top 5 leagues, only Willian has played over 500 minutes. Because you kind of need that to get like a decent sample, has played over 500 minutes and has averaged more chances created per 90 than Memphis. And when it comes to expected assists, only Neymar, David Silva and Ryan Fraser have more than him across
Shortest
Europe.
man in the PL.
Again, very, very impressive. Lyon have now gone 6 unbeaten since they lost 5-0 to PSG with 3 wins and 3 draws. And Depay has scored or assisted 8 of the 14 goals they've got in those 6 matches. They're the second most prolific side in Ligue 1 after PSG. They rank 1st in the division for shots, 2nd for shots on target. So all the rudiments are there for them to have a very good season. They're now up to 4th in the league. I think they're just behind Montpellier. And God, who's in 2nd? It's someone mental. Yeah, it might be Nantes. Like, it's someone really weird. So 2 more points and they'll be in 2nd. They're odds on to qualify for the Champions League knockouts as well, after getting 2 draws against Hoffenheim, put them 2nd in their group behind Manchester City. I don't know, I think that Lyon, with all the talent they've got, with Depay in this kind of form, Fekir has been out injured even, you know, like, if they can manage to put together a run, then they could have a really, really good season, and it's only the fact that they're up against a juggernaut in PSG that's going to stop them having an even better one. So congratulations to Memphis Depay, you're our star of the week.
So that's all we have time for on Euro Roundup for this week. But Pat, where should they go after this?
They should stay right here on Eurofootball Daily. There was a Sat Wars, the league episode with Zach and Kieran taking each other on. It was meant to go out on Saturday, but we had some sound issues, so it's going up today instead. So make sure you check that out. I don't think you'll learn anything about football because they both have extremely limited knowledge. But, you know, Kieran might dance or something. It's probably quite good fun.
Yeah, probably happened at some point. He made a lot of weird noises, actually.
That sounds like a thing.
So that was,
I sit next to him.
That's quite fun.
He does make weird noises.
Yeah. Weird guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, go and watch that. Go and watch all our other great content over all our 3 channels. Bucket List on FDFC as well. Very, very good.
Nice.
And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. See you next time and have a nice day.